Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday, and that means it is Wine Wednesday here in the Organizing Lab. Cheers. I hope that you have some vino or whatever it is that you love to drink, some tea, something hot and warm. If you are in a place that's cold, it's really, really, really cold in Austin. Yesterday it was 87 and today it's 30. So we are, wearing shorts. I was sitting outside and I was hot. My girlfriend got sunburned. And today it's all layers and being as warm as you can be. Let me do my little check in the group to make sure that you can see me. Oh, somebody's saying hi. Hey, who's there? Who's saying hi? Hello. Hi. Put your name. There's a link to StreamYard, probably right above me. And if you click on that and you tell it that I can see your name, then I can see it a little better. My Facebook group page isn't working for me over here just yet. I do want to make sure. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. Well, welcome again. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Hello for those of you here live. Thank you for being here. And if you are watching the replay, put hashtag replay, tell me hello, tell me you're watching. And I love seeing you give me the rainbows and watching the replays and just being here. I love it. Okay, so for those of you that are new, we have new people in the group. Welcome to you. My name is Melinda Wieland, and I am the owner of Order to Everything. I'm a professional organizer. I live in Austin, Texas, and I have an online business. I am slowly phasing out my physical in-home work, and I'm solely working online with one-on-one clients and in my organizing lab. So be sure to ask me about either one of those if you're interested. So, all right, tonight we are talking about something fun. It is, when are you really organized and where is the finish line? So I got this question. I got this question from someone in the lab, and I thought that it was such a great question and something that I'm sure so many people ask, even if they don't ask it out loud, they ask it inside. I know that I have even asked myself before this question. So, when you're working on decluttering, you're working on organizing, or even if you're not working on it and you've got all of this stuff in your house that you really, really, really want to do and you really want to get done, you can, start doing things and then think, okay, well, I did that, but I'm still not organized. Okay, I did that. I'm still not there yet. When do I get organized? I've been working so hard. I've been doing this for a year and a half. I've been doing this for forever. When am I going to get organized? And so everyone that knows me knows that I say it depends, because it does. But I'm going to give you a little truth bomb. So the truth bomb is, you are never truly the stereotypical version of being organized. And I hate to say it, but it is the truth bomb truth. Hey, Gina. Hey, Terry. And I almost don't want to say that, because, that is like deflating a balloon, right? You mean, wait a minute, I'm organizing and I'm decluttering and I can't ever be organized. And so let me explain myself. And that's why I added the stereotypical version of being organized. So what is the stereotypical version of being organized? If those of you that are here live could maybe type in some words that would describe what you think organized means. So like if you want to be organized, what is that definition of what organized means to you? Because I would like to hear some of those words. And I know that there's a few of you here. So if you can type those in, if you can, I understand. And then for those of you that aren't here, so I can assume some stereotypical versions of being organized. Terry says pictures of a home in a magazine. Okay, you open the Better Homes and Garden in the grocery store, and you see, get organized for 2022, and you see all of these things where the entryway closet is all done, and the bathroom drawers and underneath the cabinets, it's all done. So you see something in a magazine and it says, this is what it's supposed to look like. So you're not organized until it looks this way. Hey, Angie. Angie says clutter free. So organized to Angie means clutter free. So think about the difference of that. So there's pictures of a home in a magazine. So that is more of a, quote unquote, perfect way of being organized. And then there's clutter free, and clutter free could mean the picture in a magazine, or it could just be the clutter is gone. And that means that other things have a place to be. And that is wonderful, right? Let's see, Christine. Hey, Christine, if you are fully organized, you aren't fully living. Life changes, things come and go. You need to adapt continuously. Yes. And that is exactly what I'm going to be talking about tonight. Hey, Dana. Hey, everyone. So you're exactly right, Christine. You are not fully living if you are fully organized, because things change all the time. It's a continual process. So when I, drop the bomb and say you're not really ever truly organized, it's to that stereotypical version of whatever your stereotypical version is. So if you are a Pinterest lover and you are, looking at all things Pinterest, or you're looking at Instagram reels and you want everything to be that way, that might not be your way. That's a way that somebody is showing you to get you to look at it. And, it's fun and it's great because there's tips that can give you ideas, but that doesn't mean that it has to be that way in order for you to be organized, right? And it's a continual process. It depends on your level of organizing, like I just talked about, and then also depends on what time of life you're in, like Christine mentioned. So we have different stages of life, right? We're young, we go to school, then we start becoming adults, and we are figuring out what it's like to be out of the home and on our own. And then we're married, possibly, or have partners. And then, there's more family, whether it's children or siblings have children, and you're the best aunt ever. And, you move through stages of life. And in addition to that, you are moving physically. So you move out of your house when you go to college, right? And so that changes what you're doing. And it also changes what the parents are doing. So us that have kids, our kids moving out changes things around, because all of a sudden there's another space, and all of a sudden there's things that you needed that you didn't need before. When you have children, you organize your kitchen so that they can reach their snacks and that they can get their bowls. And as they grow out of those things. They grow out of the sippy cups and the bottles and the plastic plates and all of those things, right? And then they start using more adult stuff. So then all of a sudden there's things that need to move around for that as well. I don't see the name, but I think it's Tammy. Yep. Changes, hashtag changes. I love it. I love your hashtags, Tammy. I love it. I love it. So yes, hashtag changes. It there's things changing all the time. And so when this question was asked in the lab, I gave an example of the the home edit. Is it home edit? Yes, home edit. I follow a couple of people. I think home sort is another one. But so the home edit gals that are on Netflix, they give you this amazingly beautiful eye candy, right? They do all of these fun things. They give you the rainbows, they give you the acrylic containers, they give you the satisfaction of something being done. But what you don't see is on both sides, the organizer's side and the client side, is that, with that home, that room might be the only thing done in that whole house. Or, it might only be just one little portion, and then there's still a whole bunch left. And, that's on the client side. And then on the organizer's side, they have, at least one of them I know has young children. And so she is organized from what we see, right? We only see what people want us to see. She's organized, extremely organized. It's beautiful. She has children. So even in 100% best case scenario, let's say that their entire home is, uh, you know, the same throughout, and it's 100% organized. Once the children start playing with different toys, those areas change. Once the stuff in the kitchen starts changing, those things start to change. Once their clothes start getting bigger. So I don't need to keep going on and on. You guys are getting the point, I think, when I'm saying even the most organized person is still never truly organized, because they are going to be changing things. And I think it's very important to bring this topic up for a couple of reasons. And the main reason is that most of us, I will dare to say most everyone, but not everyone, feels that they're not doing enough. They're not doing what they should be doing. They're not getting to where they want to be. And if we are looking at something through these perfect goggles and only seeing what is being shown to us, we're not seeing, behind closed doors. We're not taking into account that everybody else is just like us. And so it's, I'm able to help you and share my information with you, not because I'm perfectly organized, but because I have gotten my home into an orderly state where I know where things are, I know what I can do with things, but I still have to work on what I have. I have a whole closet in my bedroom, an entire closet of stuff that's supposed to go here behind me. And I was trying to find something for my son the other night. He last minute said that he had a science project, and I could not find the one thing that I needed to find because it was shoved in the closet waiting to be put in here. And that is no different than anyone else trying to find stuff, right? So you see all of this perfect stuff and think that you should be perfect, and that's not attainable, and it's okay if it's not that way. So that's the main reason why I love this topic. I love this question and wanted to bring it up. Yes, Tammy says she loves the word orderly. So in another session that we had in the lab, or maybe it was the same one, but a different topic, we were talking about suitcases and luggage and things, and leaving stuff out for a certain length of time or putting it away. And everybody has their own way of doing things. Some people are very, very on top of everything because they have that internal expectation of, I'm going to do this and I get it done. And then there's others that are like, ugh, I don't feel like unpacking right now. It's just going to sit there for a while. And it's okay if you're that person that lets the suitcase sit there for a while. That's me. The difference is that if you have an orderly space you can put those things away quicker when you feel like doing it. So it's not a problem leaving it out. You can put it away because it has a place. And that's okay. When we have all the clutter, all the things all over the place, that's when, it comes into play where, leaving it out turns into leaving it out again, and then stuff piles on top of each other. But the whole idea of, I should unpack my stuff when I get home, or I should, take everything out of my purse when I walk in the door, as stated in the first Marie Kondo book. I'm sure that she doesn't do that anymore now that she has kids. But you know, you are different than the next person. Terry is different than Tammy, and Gina is different than Christine. And everybody has different needs. Everybody has different homes, and everybody has different expectations and personalities. So all of that plays into how we, can get organized. Let's see. Yeah, orderly can encompass so much and any stage of life. Hey, Mary Fran. Yeah, so you have to think about for what your level of organization is and what you really want to accomplish, what you're looking for. And, if you're looking for that perfect Pinterest pantry, then that's something that you know is a goal to work on. And if you're trying something and it's not working, then maybe the perfect Pinterest pantry isn't what you need. Maybe you need it to be different. Maybe that way doesn't work. Maybe decanting all of the things in the pantry isn't the thing that you need to do, because you don't have enough space for all of the containers to decant. Or like me, I don't decant anything but my cereal and my pasta, but everything else I don't, because we buy different things all the time. We try new chips, we try new crackers, there's so many different reasons why I don't. It just doesn't work for me. And so to want something, you have to know that if you want that, that's your expectation. And so setting that as a goal and then working toward it, and having a plan and working toward it is the intentional way of doing it, rather than just thinking, I need to be organized, I'm supposed to be this way. So there's more people on right now. And thank you, by the way, for joining in. And if you weren't here at the beginning, I was asking others to write to type in what your version of being organized means. What does being organized mean to you? And I would like to see some more. We had some really great ones. Gina had said, was it Gina? Somebody was talking about a magazine. Oh, Terry said pictures of a home in a magazine. Who said less stress? I'm not seeing the name. Sorry, less stress, things with homes, put away in homes, a plan and tools where I need to get things done. Yeah. So when you think about that, less stress, things that have homes and put away in those homes, and a plan and tools when I need to get things done, that is completely different than the pretty perfect Pinterest pantry, right? Say that 10 times. It's not necessarily having it be the stereotypical organized. It is this person's version of those things are in a home, and they don't have the stress because they can put things away where it belongs, and they can have tools that help them with their task management and to maintain and stay on top of things. All of that stuff plays into organization. So it's not just all about the stuff. Let's see. A peaceful and calm environment equals organized and orderly to me. Yes, I love that. And so Tammy Tammy's version of peaceful and calm may be different than Terry's version of peaceful and calm, right? And so if Tammy and Terry were to both say, when am I organized? I want a peaceful and calm environment. I have to say, it's when you feel that is when you are. And you could have 3, 5 rooms, spaces, whatever in your house that still aren't organized. And you could feel that way because you know what you've done, you know what you've worked on, you know how to do things, and you know that you're going to be able to do that. And so you're able to maintain some things and that will get done, or you're okay with that, right? So I love this. I love this. Mary Fran loves Tammy's version of being organized. Let's see. What did you say, Terry? Kids are back in college. Your fridge looks great. Yeah. See, things change. Some people, those that live alone or that are older and empty nesters, they have less just because they're alone or there's only 1 or 2 people. And so their fridge is automatically going to, look a whole lot better than somebody that has 5 kids and a spouse and, dogs that eat raw food that stay in the fridge. There's all of this stuff that goes into the stage of life that you're in. So, she's saying that it's going to be a disheveled mess in May when they come home. But you can live with it because it's going to go back the other way, right? And you have a system that you work with when they're gone, and you know that it's going to go back that way, and you can take care of it. It's okay. Yeah. Yes, Terry, she says, thank you for reminding me that it is okay not to be perfect. It is okay not to be perfect. And that is coming from a working hard, recovering perfectionist. And I say working hard, recovering because I I am working really, really hard to not be a perfectionist. And all of the things that I read and that I listen to, I read books, I listen to podcasts, I read blogs, articles, I study things, I talk to other organizers, I go to conferences. So I'm learning all of these things and working on it myself. And so therefore I'm able to, see what works for me, see what's worked for other people, and share that with you. Hey, Tara, how are you? How are you? So, yeah, you don't have to be perfect. We do not have to be perfect. And being organized, when are you really organized? That doesn't have to be the perfect Pinterest pantry, right? Yeah, Tara and I are perfectly imperfect. I love that. I love that phrase, perfectly imperfect. And I deal with that a lot, not only just me struggling with what I do in terms of, making a document or something on, a social media post, like I'm, perfect. But people view me as being perfect or completely organized because I'm an organizer, and they see my couch and my setup. And so and it's hard for me to tell people, I too know what you feel. I know what you're going through because I've either gone through it seriously, or I am still going through it, or I still have it. And so, like I said, I have a whole closet that needs to go in here. And I have other things too. But because I have other spaces in my home that are orderly and easy to tidy, put away, things can be taken care of, those other spaces are okay. And so for me, I mean, according to everybody else, I'm completely organized. And so I'll take that. I am, but I'm not. And so that's okay, right? Hey, Angelica. Hi. I love that all of you are here tonight. So I kind of went off on a tangent. Let me check my notes to see what else I wanted to talk about. Oh, okay. So during the conversation that we had in the lab, I love. Can I just say I love all of the conversations that we have in the lab during our laser trainings. The questions that are brought are amazing, and we end up having so much good good information and talk that comes out of it. I love, love, love. So another thing that came out of this particular one was that when you say, I want to be organized, it can make you feel all of these different things. So, you all have told me in the comments what your version of being organized is. Can you now type in and tell me what does it feel like when either somebody else says, "Hey, I'm completely organized," or they ask you, "Are you organized yet?" or "Are you completely organized?" or you ask yourself, how does it make you feel when you hear that word organized? Some people perk up and they're like, "Ooh, organized. I want to be organized." And they get jazzed and think they need to go buy containers, which we know that you don't do. And then some people feel the opposite. So like Tara, just put anxious. And I feel even more stressed out, Terry says. You can feel like it's unattainable. So who, raise your hand if you've seen the Home Edit on Netflix, or you've read Marie Kondo, or you've tried to spark joy with all your things, and it makes you feel like it's unattainable because you just can't get it, right? um you feel, yes. Yeah. And Tara says, although I love when things are orderly. Yeah, I mean, that's why the shows and all the things are so wonderful, right? It's eye candy, but then it's also that feeling. And that feeling can be gotten, can be had, received. You can get that feeling with your version of orderly, right? Not the Home Edit version, or not you know, not Melinda's version, or not Marie Kondo's version. It's your version. You can still love it and it's orderly, but it's your level. So the in society, we have this stigma a little bit over being organized because it can make us feel less than. It can make us feel like we don't want to have people over. We don't want to, we feel like we have to apologize for everything when somebody sees it. I know that I do. Don't look, don't look. And, you know, it it's okay to not be completely organized, and it's okay to feel and know that you're orderly in your own way, or that you're still working on it, or whatever it is. When there's an expectation that houses need to look like they are staged 24/7, it's just not possible, right? It's unattainable. It's unattainable. And it's sad because we we have Pinterest, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, and all the things, and Netflix, and all of this stuff. And it's so fun to look at, and it can be addicting. And it's like, wow, I love that. I love that. But at the same time, it's just not attainable to have everything be that way. Like, you can go and make your kitchen drawers look amazing, but then the rest of your house isn't organized, right? And you may never be able to get the rest of your house looking that way. And then when you do, you move out of your house and you have to do it all over again. Right? Yeah, it is sad, and I'm guilty of it. I sit and watch reels. Reels. I I I don't know about reels. I get addicted to them, and I just look, and I just look, and not even really about organizing. I love home stuff, DIYs. And it's like, ooh, I want to do that. And oh, I don't have, mine doesn't look like that. And people think I do that. And, it makes us feel icky. And so I'm here to tell you that you don't have to feel icky. All right, I'm checking out my notes real quick. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I wanted to talk about with the are you really organized and is there a finish line? So going back to the beginning, for those of you that weren't here right at the beginning, I dropped the truth bomb and I said, guess what? You're never really truly organized to the stereotypical version of it, right? So give yourself grace that you still have stacks of paper that you haven't gone through, or the room that you keep the closet door closed. Have any of you seen Friends? And Monica on Friends is super clean. She's super organized. Everybody knows that she is gonna, put it right back in place, and she has to have everything a certain way. But there's an episode where Chandler finds a closet and he opens the door and it's filled all the way to the top. And she's got this closet. It's a Monica's closet, right? And you know, pretty much everybody has a Monica's closet. Maybe, not everybody does, but it's very common. And, that's okay to have a Monica's closet, because even Monica isn't perfect. All right. So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight. I just wanted to bring all of this up and kind of just have a little bit of a conversation. Yeah, Mary Fran says, I love that it's totally okay to keep working and making progress. It is. And the lab is a no judgment zone for sure, because we are all, and me included, we're all in our own stage of what we're doing, and that's okay. Oh, you're welcome. Tammy says she feels a lot more orderly because of the lab. You're very welcome, Terry. You're very welcome. Thank you, everyone, for joining me live tonight. If you're here live, I love you. I love you. Give me some rainbows before you leave. Don't leave without giving me some rainbows. And let's see, if you're watching the replay, #replay. And if you want to talk to me about working one-on-one with me, or joining the lab, or anything at all, give me a DM, shoot me a DM, and we can chat in DM, or go to theorganizinglab.com/breakthrough, and that will give you the link to my calendar so we can have a breakthrough session and we can talk about things like this. We can talk about whatever it is that you want and really dive deep and figure out what is causing you to not get where you need to be with your organization or your orderly goals. Yay, I love all the rainbows. I love it. I love it. Okay. All right, everybody. Cheers with whatever you have. If it's hot chocolate or water or tea or wine or whatever, cheers. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening, day, morning, wherever you are. And I love you. And I will be back next week at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for another Wine Wednesday. I will see you later. Bye for now.